Music reviews. Let's get into music reviews. I want to remind you at this point that I have great respect and honor for Mr. Songz and Dr. Taylor. From now on, when I say, I think I have been saying it, but from now on, when I say he or him or they or them, I'm talking about Mr. Songz and Dr. Taylor, okay? Because they are a music team. And Trey Songz is a brand name, a company name. So that's what I'm talking about, okay? I'm talking about the office of where this music is made, okay? I'm not personally picking on one person unless I'm talking about Mr. Song's voice in particular, okay? Otherwise, I'm picking on everyone who's making this music for us. The people who are also writing the lyrics for us in the office of where Trey Songz music is being made. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Because there are problems here. But I have the solutions. Let me remind you again. I love Dr. Taylor. I love Mr. Songz, okay? And I'm doing this because I love. This is very, very difficult. I'm laughing, but it's difficult, okay, to do this. And it's gonna get really rough from now on. But when we come out on the other side, we will have everything we need, okay? Everything we need to move forward, everything we need to make him the most legendary musician, to, when I say him, I mean Dr. Taylor and Mr. Songz, to make him billionaires, okay? Like, it's really emotional for me because I'm an OG fan and I don't like doing this. But at the same time, I want us to go forward. And at the same time, I understand that music is really a sensitive matter. And even as a listener, I'm really sensitive about music because I understand how vulnerable a person has to be to put parts of themselves on a song for the world to hear and critique. And like putting your voice and your lyrics and your thoughts in a song and giving that to the world is very vulnerable and sensitive, and I understand that. And I understand that it's a sensitive situation, and I'm really not a hater. I'm not a hateful person. Like, I'm only investing my time and energy here because I want to be friends with the music again, okay? And I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable because this is very uncomfortable for me. But I have to suck it up and be strong and remind myself that I'm doing this for our improvement. And so my artists can win more and be even more legendary. And so I can be friends with the music again. Okay? Okay? Like, it's rough, but you can take a little pain with my thug passion. You can take a little pain with this nerd passion, with my intellectual thuggery. And I'll kiss it better when I give you the solutions, okay? I don't want you to feel bad. I don't want you to feel bad about what I'm gonna say. The other thing is, I'm an OG fan, and I've said it 100 times before, but I'm an OG fan, so I can say all of this because I only have love and admiration, and I want them to be more legendary, okay? And I've been following them for a very long time. Like, I'm here from jump almost. And it feels like family business. It feels like family business. So I don't want any of you to think that you can ever talk to them or about them disrespectfully. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? All right. I can do it because I'm an OG fan and I've been here, and they are the examples, right? And I have great honor and respect for them. And I will always have honor and respect for them. And I will always look at them as the examples. And I expect you to also honor and respect them. And I really do care about the music and the musicians, all right? I really do, okay? I am not going to go through all of the music and all of the songs with you, because I could talk about music forever and we'll be here forever. So I'm just going to talk about what Tyler Lewis talked about. We'll talk about the Trigger album. We'll talk about the Tremaine album. We'll talk about Anticipation 2. And then we'll touch on the Back Home album. Okay? Okay. Ready? You ready? You ready? Okay. So the first article by Tyler Lewis, it's a review on the Ready album. It was published in 2009 in popmatters.com. Okay, and I have the links in the description box. So the first line, it says, Trey Songz is the most frustrating R&B star to emerge this decade. I told you it's going to be rough, okay? So Tyler Lewis is saying this because he seems to be a fan. And he's only saying this because we hear the uniqueness of his voice, okay? We know what his voice can do when he uses it. And we know the kind of music that Dr. Taylor and Mr. Songz can make and the potential of what they can do. Okay, so which is why Tyler Lewis is feeling frustrated. And this was in 2009, right? In 2025, Trey Songz is still the most frustrating R&B star. He goes on to say, he possesses a piercing tenor and an instantly recognizable vocal presence, something his contemporaries, from Mario to Chris Brown to Neo, probably wish they had. And when he has material to match his voice, he is peerless. And we talked about this portion before when I talked about his voice texture. And I knew I could not be the only person in the world to hear this. And I had to research to find someone who hears this too and who could explain it with the correct musical terminology, which I am unfamiliar with musical terminology. I just know what I hear. And what I hear is unusual. And it's uncommon. And I haven't heard a voice like this before. Even now, in all these years, I haven't heard a voice like this. He's peerless. And this is why I say we may never find talent and musicality like this again in our lifetime. So, you mean to tell me only Tyler Lewis and me are the only people in the world who hear this and who actually vocalize this to the world, to make the world aware of what we have here? Me personally, if I didn't find this article, I would think I'm overstating a fact, because no one else hears this or talks about how rare his voice is. And I don't understand why the world treats his talent like he is regular, because he is peerless, and he's certainly not regular. He is not just another singer, and especially with the type of voice texture he has. Okay, let's go on. Gotta Go from his debut album was the most effortlessly soulful pop song to emerge from the recent crop of millennial R&B new jacks. He says, We Should Be from his sophomore album Trey Day was every bit its equal. These are beautiful songs, and he was vocally intentional with the way he sang them on every part of these songs. The lyrics were beautiful too, and the background was delicious. It was delicious. He goes on to say, and yet, for as talented and gifted as he is, Songz albums are always a mixed bag. In fact, he seems strikingly unconcerned with how silly some of his work actually is. Me personally, I don't mind that he makes silly songs because I like his personality and he's funny and he's witty and he's confident and he shows us that he comes from the same places that we come from. So I don't mind the silliness as fun side projects to play around with his musicality and try new concepts if he wants. Like, I don't mind that coming out in the music. I don't mind that, right? So Tyler Lewis goes on to say, since his artistic reference point is the guy, this isn't entirely surprising, but 3 albums into his career, it is disappointing. This thing of disappointing us in the music continues. He goes on to say, like many artists of his generation, he easily captures the superficial elements of his artistic forebears. In this case, the guy's penchant for needlessly crass and silly lyricism when singing about intimacy, but misses entirely what made that artist an icon. Songz has none of the guy's ability to explore physical pleasures, relationship to religious ecstasy. In other words, he embodies the guy's excesses, but none of his nuances. All right. This may be difficult to understand, so let me say it in my way. Tyler Lewis is basically complaining about the way that they write the songs, the lyrics, and the way they describe intimacy. Do you know why? It's because as a team, they write from a place of realism primarily in the fictional lyrics, in the music that they give us. So what we get is biological and mechanical descriptions of intimacy, which is cold and it's unfriendly. It's uninviting descriptions in the writing of intimacy. It does not appeal to us. It's not soft or warm or indicative of any romantic love in an intense and desirable way. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that the other guy did this in his lyrical richness, right? I'm not saying that the other guy gave us lyrical richness in the music because I don't listen to his stuff by myself. I don't analyze his music. But people here always play his music here. They always play his music. They play Jaheim's music too. So wherever I am, I hear it because we love R&B. But as it relates to Mr. Song's writing team, this is what's missing here. And this would give us more connection to the music, okay? We need to get rich, romantic, embellished, fictional, emotional, longing for romantic love in the writing. We don't get the warm, rich, poetic descriptions of romantic love from them. We don't get the depth of soul, of longing for a person, the cozy imagery of physical closeness and vulnerability, the romantic stories of pursuing and finally holding the person. We don't get the descriptions of intimacy in terms of electric and striking emotions and heavy passionate desire in the atmosphere. We don't feel that in the lyrics a lot of the time when they talk about physical pleasure or intimacy or romantic love. We don't get that from them. We don't get the related literary shimmer with new vocabulary to describe union and togetherness or all the things that surround romantic intimacy, like descriptions of getting the gelling and fluidity of linking with another person in an emotional merging. We don't get descriptions of intimate desire that's a slow burn in a romantic or heartfelt way. It's not described to us. We don't get that in the lyrics. And we need to get that in the lyrics, okay? We need to get that in the lyrics. Recently, we just get the point in the fictional lyrics. We get, it's 3 a.m., I'm back for more. I'm back. One by one. Take them down one by one. Even in the R&B songs, we get these kind of lyrics. And it is disappointing because we know what Mr. Song's voice can do. And we know how they can give us beautiful music. We are familiar with their beautiful music. And they can write substantial songs to describe romantic love. We know they can. Like, Mr. Songz chooses sparkling piano sounds to match his sparkling voice. And he gives us the best vocals. But the lyrics and the stories, especially when it comes to intimacy and romantic love, it lacks the same sparkle. Okay? So, Tyler Lewis goes on to say, Ready is a smartly produced album that continues Song's habit of wildly inconsistent albums. There is some genuinely brilliant work here, but there is also some of the silliest stuff I have ever heard. The less said about LOL, the better, which makes for a frustrating listening experience. I understand why he's frustrated. I really like LOL smiley face. I do. Maybe it's because of my age, and I use it on my YouTube shorts a lot because it's fun and catchy, and I like it. But it should not have been on the album. It should have been a single separately, and that's it. That's it. And this behavior of putting things on the albums that don't belong there continues. Okay. He goes on, the best songs are the songs that are complete departures from the guy's template. Black Roses, Your Side of the Bed, and Be Where You Are. All three are about as brilliant as black pop gets and showcases just how versatile and expressive a vocalist Trey can be. Do you see what I'm talking about here? Do you see how unique and innovative the music is? Do you see how versatile and effortlessly they can go between genres and give us the best in them? And be the best in those genres? Like, they surpass everybody else. Do you see that? Do you see that? Okay. He says, Black Roses is the album's standout and was co-written and produced by young wonder kid Bay Major, who helmed Long Gone Missing from Trey Day. It's a lament. Black Roses for this dying love, now we're breaking up. Set to quasi-electronica production, buoyed by a soulful vocal arrangement. The effect is positively thrilling. Dr. Taylor actually wrote the song too, and it's beautiful, and the sound and lyrics is so damn. Like, they have such unique ways of expressing emotion in the lyrics when they want to actually describe emotions. It's unique to them. And they don't just come out and say the emotion or write it in a regular way. The way they express it is more mysterious. And I don't know anyone else who likes writing in this way or who writes in this way. And it is thrilling. Both lyrically and musically, it's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. He goes on, Be Where You Are is reminiscent of Jordan Knight's Give It To You, and it's every bit as fun as that song was. This is the purest pop song Songz has done, and it really works. Be Where You Are is the kind of writing I'm talking about that we want more of. Do you see how it's kind of uplifting and sweet and kind of innocent? And this is a kind of song that has mass appeal. In the story, we are pursuing this girl that got it going on, which is always going to appeal to girls like me because it makes us feel as though we got it going on. And dudes who are gonna feel this way about their girl. It's kind of innocent also, so that's the advantage globally. Like, Mr. Song's voice is so powerful and impeccable that even in pop songs, he sounds authoritative. And the production was faultless. Like, if Tyler Lewis didn't mention it was pop, I would not have categorized it like that. Because the song is so genuine and the musical elements were not processed in the way that pop songs are too processed now. So I would not have categorized it like that. Do you see what they can do? Do you see what they can create for us? Do you see how they can write? Like, I had to look up Jordan Knight's Give It To You because I'm not familiar with it. But Jordan Knight's wasn't as innocent in the lyrics, but it was definitely fun to listen to. So I totally understand the similarity in listener experience in that regard, right? Goes on. Your side of the bed is pop rock, and he does it better than Beyonce did on I Am Sasha Fierce and Brandy did on Human. I forgot what the other two songs sound like, and I'm not going to look it up because I trust Tyler Lewis' opinion by now. But do you see the type of voice and talent he has, which surpasses these people? Do you see that? And I can't be the only one hearing this now. I can't be the only one hearing this. Okay. He goes on to say, there are a few other really good songs. The lead single, I Need a Girl, and Neighbors Know My Name, thump as they should. And the ballads, Holla If You Need Me and Love Lost, are emotional and affecting due to Trey's stunning lead vocal. Is I Need a Girl. We'll talk about that later. Neighbors Know My Name was an immaculate song, and I love the personalization he gave to it. Sometimes she called me Trey, sometimes she said Tremaine. That was really smart. And the rest of it was poetic, so we brought in the rap game a little bit. Like, Holla If You Need Me and Love Lost. I really love how he says it in his most natural way. Like, he doesn't change his accent too much when he sings, and he seems to say it in the way he's most comfortable, which is unique to him. And both are beautiful songs and very well written and explained, like well built out stories. And we understand the story very well because of this, right? Love Lost is a song that is supposed to be in movies. Was it ever in movie soundtracks? Now that's something else to have to fight for. Why is this music not in movie soundtracks? Okay. Love Lost to me was more emotional and affecting. The lyrics and delivery. Yay! Tears. The tears. The tears. Like, the Aerosmith reference was very bright. And I love how it was used in the song. And his voice on both those songs, it definitely is stunning. And it makes you cry because it's really sad. And the depth of emotion and the weightiness of the lyrics pierces your heart. Like, diamonds. I told you they make diamonds. Love Lost reminds me of Almost Lose It from chapter 5 and Never Again, because it's so heartbreaking. Like, the heartbreak, the incisive emotion. Whew, what? Whew. Let me get more personal as a listener a little bit. I'm like too fragile emotionally, so that was one of the worst pains that I ever had. I feel like you have to have emotional strength to protect yourself, like protect your heart from people, and you can't be soft if the person is not going to protect your heart with you. Especially because there's monsters in the Strugg life. And even though these are sad songs, like, I can still listen to these songs And remember what God does for me? Like, God fixes everything inside, okay? Like, whether it's like heartbreak from love, family, friends, losing people to death, things not working out, heartbreak from being in the Strugg life, like staying close to God and giving Him all my emotions. He fixes everything. No matter how broken people leave you or how bad they hurt you. And let me tell you right now, like, you will love someone again romantically, the person that God chooses for you, and they will be your person undoubtedly, and you will love them in the best ways, and they will love you back in the best ways. Do you hear me? Do you see how emotionally affecting the music is? This means that they can make music that changes people's lives and changes atmospheres. Like I told you, the music that they make is bigger than just music or just R&B. They can make life-changing music. Okay. Tyler Lewis goes on, he says, but the album completely falls apart in the middle. At 17 tracks, a sagging middle feels positively interminable. Okay, so he's saying that the album seems to go on forever in a way that's either very, very boring or annoying because there are too many songs on the album. Guess what? This behavior of putting too many songs on an album continues. It continues. I have the solutions though, and we'll talk about it later. You know, I was thinking, why don't we have a song called Sex on the Beach from Trey Songz? Or do we? Or do we? That seems like it fits into his thing, like into his musical catalog. Like having songs called Sex on the Beach. And you could do a double entendre on the name of the drink and the activity. And he can rap because he has brilliant wordplay, and put all of the alcohol sponsors, cafe sponsors, restaurant sponsors, product placements, and collect like 50 checks from one video. Like, you don't want money? Trigger? You don't want money? Like, a song called Sex on the Beach is perfectly aligned with his musical catalog. And I'm surprised we don't have a song and a video like that from him. Or do we? Do we? From my knowledge, we don't. But like with the song, you have to make the lyrics about the girl and not himself. Anyway, let's go on. Tyler Lewis goes on to say, there are also two inexplicable, incoherent appearances by Jimmy from Degrassi, otherwise known as Drake, the latest mediocre rapper to win legions of fans for no discernible reason. Okay, so this is why I tell people that anything they want to create or sell, there is an audience for that. So you should do what you like to do creatively and in business. And if you promote well enough, the people that like you will find you and stick to you. Musically, I also don't know why Drake is on the album. His voice is not for me and not for the album. Like, the album has prestigiousness written all over it, as with all of the albums of Dr. Taylor and Mr. Songz, right? It's prestigiousness. So this felt jarring a little bit, but I do like successful, like, because there was depth and it spoke to humans, right? Personally, in the Strugg life, where we come from, nobody listens to Drake willingly. If he's just on a song by himself, no one listens to Drake willingly. We'll listen if Trey is on it. Otherwise, Drake's music is pointless to us and we will not go looking for that, right? So Tyler Lewis goes on to say, what's maddening and frustrating is that Trey has put out enough great material this year to make a truly brilliant album. In June, he released a mixtape, Anticipation, that is overall a better album than Ready, even though it's more standard R&B fare. He says, in fact, 5 songs from that release, Does She Know, Infidelity, You Belong to Me, More Than That, and It Would Be, could have been included with the 7 good songs on Ready to make a leaner, more consistently excellent official studio release. He says, this is one that could have been the Black Pop Record of the Year. Do you see that? Do you see that? Do you also see how much Tyler Lewis believes in them? Do you see how much I believe in them? Do you see why I say I see so much more for them? Like, do you see why I say they can take over the world with what they create? Do you see why I'm frustrated that they are not more legendary, that they're not taking over the world even more with their music? Like, do you know how much they are missing out on because they do this behavior in the music with the albums? Like, how much of recognition and how much of money are they missing out on just because they don't want to listen to the listeners? And this was 15 years ago that this article was published. How much bigger could they have been if they listened to Tyler Lewis 15 years ago? How much bigger could they have been? And like, how many more people do they need to be sent to them before they listen about how much more greater they could be? And how many more people do they need to be sent to them? Trigger, Dr. Taylor, how many more people do you need to be sent to show you what you guys are capable of? It really frustrates me that they don't want to be more legendary. Tyler Lewis is talking about Anticipation 1 here. And I have feelings about this in particular. Like, I don't even know what feelings they are. I can't even name them. Maddening and frustrating. Maddening and frustrating. There you go. That's what I feel. That's what I feel as an OG fan. I think Tyler Lewis doesn't like hip-hop. Or he doesn't like Drake. And he's older, it seems like. So that's why Tyler Lewis says it's a better album than Ready. He said Anticipation 1 is a better album than Ready. But I don't think that. And it's because of my age, maybe, that I can tolerate Drake if I hear Trey's voice on it too. Maybe. But Ready was prestigious and Anticipation 1 was brilliant. And I love both equally. So the 5 songs Tyler Lewis mentions here from Anticipation 1 was innovative. He really sings in the way that he seems to want to sing. And maybe that's why Tyler Lewis said that, because he could hear that. Like, we want to hear Trey Songz actually sing and show off his voice in a more dynamic and beautiful way than he seems to do on the albums. Like, those 5 songs from Anticipation 1, these are diamonds. And this feels like Trey Songz' musicality. That is the musician that I know that he is. And that's why we get the best sounds in the mixtapes. Like, he uses his voice in the way we want him to use his voice for us. Okay? And the production quality here is just... the production quality is out of this world. Musically, anatomically, it's delicious. It is delicious. But did the world hear this? Did the world hear this? Let me tell you, if it was marketed correctly, it would be you. would have been playing in every store, in every mall in Africa. In every store and in every mall in Africa, including all the corporates. Because we listen to R&B everywhere, every time, constantly, at work, at leisure, wherever we are, outdoors, whatever it may be. We are constantly listening to music and R&B. Wherever we are, it's R&B. And all ages of people listen to R&B. And I'm saying this confidently because we still play Can't Help But Wait. We still play So Yesterday everywhere, in the malls, in the corporates, outside, everywhere, because we love their music, and the song is clean and loving, and It Would Be You. The song is very clean and loving, and we can play it everywhere. But like, the music is unfriendly to us now. Like, it doesn't allow us to play it everywhere as much as we want to, as much as we love his voice, as much as we love the production. It doesn't allow us to play it everywhere. But guess what? This behavior continues throughout because we have anticipation too. Let me ask, was there a volume issue on the Ready album? Like, the volume from one song going to the next was not the same. Like, one song was louder, or the next song had a less volume. Or was it chapter 5 that had the volume issue? I think it was Ready. I think it was a Ready album that had the volume issue. Anyway, let's go on. Tyler Lewis says, clearly then, what Songz needs is a surer guiding hand. Someone at Atlantic or in Songz camp should have helped him do a better job of choosing songs for his official release. There had to be someone who was thinking that an album with black roses on it shouldn't have LOL on it, LOL smiley face on it as well. Next time they should speak up. Do you see this? 15 years ago, Tyler Lewis picked up on all of this. And this behavior continues. It continues. But I'm here now, and I'm speaking up for us now. And it took 15 years for this to happen. For me to show up and explain everything and find solutions to all of the problems we're encountering. And Tyler Lewis and me, we appreciate the innovativeness and the beautifulness of the music that they can make for us. And we see it and we acknowledge it, and we acknowledge our need for it too. Okay?